My mother-in-law told everyone I trapped her son by getting pregnant. So I waited until her retirement party to read out the prenup she made me sign and then the part where she gets nothing from us. I stood up at my mother-in-law's retirement party and read out loud the prenup she forced me to sign 7 years ago, specifically the part where it says she gets cut off completely if she interferes in our marriage. So here's what happened. When I got pregnant with our first kid, my mother-in-law lost her mind. She told everyone, and I mean everyone, that I trapped her precious son. She said I poked holes in condoms. She said I lied about birth control. She even suggested at one family dinner that I might have assaulted him while he was drunk. My husband just sat there. He didn't defend me. Not once. His family ate it up. His sister stopped talking to me. His dad gave me these disgusted looks at every gathering. Cousins I barely knew were messaging me asking how I could do this to their family. The truth? We'd been trying for 6 months. He wanted kids more than I did. But his mother had this whole narrative. She told people I came from nothing and saw her son as a meal ticket. She said I was white trash who got lucky. At my baby shower, which she insisted on hosting, she made a speech about how some women use pregnancy to lock down a man and how sad that was. I smiled through it. I had to. My husband kept saying she'd come around. She didn't. After our son was born, she got worse. She told people I was keeping the baby from her when I asked her to wash her hands before holding him. She posted on Facebook about grandparents' rights. She showed up at our house unannounced constantly and had a meltdown every time I said it wasn't a good time. Then I found out my husband had been cheating with his ex. For 8 months. His mother knew. She'd been covering for him, telling me he was at her house for family dinners when he was actually with the ex. She even let the ex come to some of those dinners. When I confronted my husband, he broke down. He said the pregnancy had freaked him out. He said his mom kept telling him I'd changed and wasn't the woman he married. He said he felt trapped. Trapped. The same word his mother used about him. I told him I wanted a divorce. He begged me to stay. His mother called me and screamed that I was breaking up the family over nothing. She said men make mistakes and I needed to get over it. She said if I really loved him, I'd forgive him. I asked her if she told him to cheat. She got quiet. Then she said, I told him he had options. That's when I remembered the prenup. Before we got married, she sat me down and said her son was going to inherit everything and she needed to protect him. She had a lawyer draw up this whole document. My husband was embarrassed but he signed it too. So did I, because I loved him and didn't care about his family's money. The prenup was insane. It had clauses about infidelity, about custody, about property division. But buried in there was a section about family interference. If either of our parents tried to control the marriage or turn us against each other, they'd be cut off financially. No inheritance. No gifts. No help. Nothing. His mother had insisted on that part. She was worried about my parents being leeches, she said. She never thought it would apply to her. I hired a lawyer. Turns out the prenup was solid. And my husband's infidelity meant he got almost nothing in the divorce. The house we bought together, which his mother helped with the down payment, was now mine. The trust fund he was supposed to inherit at 35, gone. All of it redirected to our son. And his mother? She lost her golden boy's future. But I wasn't done. She had this huge retirement party planned. 50 years at the same company. The whole family was coming. Colleagues. Friends. Her boss. Everyone. I got an invitation. I almost didn't go. But then I thought about every time she called me a gold digger. Every time she said I trapped him. Every time she covered for his cheating and made me feel like I was crazy. So I went. I wore a nice dress. I brought a card. I waited until the speeches started. When it was time for family to talk, I stood up. My ex-husband's face went white. His mother smiled at me like maybe I was going to apologize or make peace. I pulled out a copy of the prenup. I said, I want to share something that my mother-in-law wrote 7 years ago. This is from our prenup, the one she insisted on. Then I read the whole section about family interference. Out loud. Every word. Including the part about financial consequences. I looked right at her and said, you told everyone I trapped your son with a pregnancy. You called me a gold digger at my own baby shower. You helped him cheat on me and then told me to get over it. According to your own contract, you get nothing now. No access to his trust. No financial help from us ever. You made sure of that when you wrote these rules. You just never thought they'd apply to you. The room was silent. Her boss looked confused. Her friends looked horrified. My ex-husband was standing up like he wanted to run. She started crying. She said I was cruel. She said I was ruining her special day. She said she only wanted what was best for her son. I said, you wanted what was best for you. And now you have exactly what you wrote into that contract. Nothing. Then I left. I didn't stay for cake. I didn't say goodbye to anyone. My ex has been calling nonstop. His sister sent me a long message about how I'm a monster. His dad said I'm teaching our son to be vindictive. Some of the extended family are on my side though. Apparently she'd been talking shit about a lot of people over the years and they enjoyed watching her get called out. My friends say I went too far. That I humiliated an old woman at her retirement party. That I could have handled it privately. That our son is going to grow up hearing about this. But every time I think about her standing at my baby shower telling people I trapped her son, I don't feel bad. Did I take this too far? The day after, my ex showed up at my house at 6 a.m. I didn't let him in. He stood on my porch yelling about how I destroyed his mother. How she's humiliated at work. How her friends won't talk to her. How I'm a vindictive piece of shit who can't let anything go. I told him his mother destroyed herself when she helped him fuck his ex behind my back. He said that was different. That was private. What I did was public. Like my baby shower wasn't public. Like her Facebook posts weren't public. He said his mother had a breakdown that night. Locked herself in the bathroom at the venue for an hour. His sister had to take her home. Apparently she's been calling in sick to work ever since because she can't face her colleagues. I asked him if he felt bad when I found out about the cheating. If he felt bad when his mother told me to get over it. He didn't answer. He just said I should be ashamed of myself for kicking someone when they're down. Then he brought up our son. Said I'm setting a terrible example. That our kid is going to grow up thinking revenge is okay. That I'm poisoning him against his grandmother. I said our son is 4. He doesn't even know what happened. But he will eventually know his father cheated and his grandmother helped. He'll know his grandmother called his mother trash. And he'll make his own decisions about who deserves his respect. My ex left after that. But the calls didn't stop. His sister has been relentless. She sent me a 20-minute voice message about family loyalty and forgiveness. She said their mother sacrificed everything for them and I repaid her with cruelty. She said the prenup thing was a technicality and I'm using it as a weapon. I sent back one text. I said, your mother used a prenup as a weapon first. She just aimed it at the wrong person. She blocked me. The extended family is split. My ex's aunt called me and said she's been waiting for someone to take his mother down for years. Apparently she's pulled similar stuff with other family members. Talked shit about my ex's cousin's wife for not being educated enough. Made comments about his uncle's gambling problem at a funeral. She said the retirement party was karma. But his dad's side is furious. They're all closing ranks. They've been posting vague things on social media about family betrayal and keeping private matters private. One of them even shared a quote about bitter women who can't move on. The financial stuff is getting real now. My ex's trust fund was supposed to hit when he turned 35, which is next year. That's gone. His mother apparently co-signed on his car loan thinking the trust would pay it off. Now he's stuck with payments he can't afford. He had to move back in with his parents because he can't cover rent on his own. His mother keeps trying to find loopholes in the prenup. She hired her own lawyer. They're claiming the interference clause is too vague. That helping her son during a rough patch in his marriage doesn't count as interference. My lawyer laughed when I told him. He said the clause specifically mentions covering up infidelity and that's exactly what she did. She also apparently thought she could still see our son. She showed up at his daycare last week. The staff called me because I'd already given them a heads up. She was crying, saying she just wanted to see her grandson. That I can't keep him from her. I can, actually. The custody agreement gives me primary custody and I decide who has access. My ex gets supervised visits twice a week because of the instability. His mother is not included in that. She waited in the parking lot for 2 hours. The daycare had to threaten to call the police before she left. My ex called me screaming about that too. Said I'm alienating his whole family from our son. I said his family alienated themselves when they chose his cheating over basic human decency. Work has been weird. Some people heard about it through mutual connections. A few think I'm a badass. Others think I'm unhinged. My boss pulled me aside and asked if everything was okay at home. I said it was fine. She said to let her know if I needed time off. I don't need time off. I need everyone to stop acting like I'm the villain here. My friends are still divided. My best friend said she gets why I did it but wishes I'd found a different way. She keeps saying our son is going to ask about this someday and I need to be ready to explain it. I told her I am ready. I'll tell him his grandmother was cruel and I stood up for myself. Another friend stopped talking to me completely. Said what I did was abusive. That I humiliated an elderly woman for revenge. I pointed out his mother is 58 and was perfectly fine humiliating me when I was 26 and pregnant. She said that's not the same. The ex's girlfriend, the one he cheated with, reached out. That was a mindfuck. She said she didn't know he was married when they started. She said his mother told her I was abusive and he was trying to leave me. She believed it until the retirement party. She saw the whole thing. She was there as his +1. She said she broke up with him the next day. Said she felt sick knowing she'd been part of destroying a family. I didn't respond. I don't know what she wants from me. Forgiveness? Validation? I don't have anything to give her. My ex is apparently not handling it well. His sister let it slip that he's been drinking a lot. Missing work. He blamed the ex-girlfriend for leaving him when things got hard. He blamed me for ruining his life. He blamed his mother for writing the stupid prenup in the first place. His mother, according to the aunt who called me, is not doing great either. She's talking about early retirement now. About moving away. About how this town has turned on her. The aunt said she's playing victim to anyone who will listen. I don't feel bad. I keep waiting to feel bad and it's not happening. I look at my son and I think about how his grandmother called me a gold digger while he was growing inside me. How she smiled at my baby shower while telling people I trapped her son. How she sat across from me at dinner and lied about where my husband was while he was fucking someone else. And I think about the prenup she wrote. The one that was supposed to protect her son from me. The one she spent thousands of dollars on to make sure I couldn't take advantage of her precious boy. She wrote those rules. She enforced them. She made sure every detail was ironclad. She just never imagined she'd be the one caught by them. My lawyer says the prenup holds up. The trust fund is protected for our son. The financial separation is permanent. My ex's mother has no legal recourse. She made her bed. Now she's lying in it. But everyone keeps asking me if I feel guilty. If I regret it. If I think I went too far. I read through the comments on my original post again. Some of you said I was justified. Others said I was cruel. A few said I should have just taken the high road. I don't know what the high road looks like when someone spends years destroying your reputation and then helps your husband cheat on you. Maybe I am cruel. Maybe this is who I am now. Someone who doesn't let things go. Someone who hits back. Is that really worse than being the person who smiles through it? My ex lost his job. Not because of the retirement party directly, but because he stopped showing up. His sister called me 2 days ago screaming that this is my fault. That he's depressed. That he can't function. That I broke him. I said he broke himself when he decided cheating was easier than being a husband. She said I don't understand what it's like to watch someone you love fall apart. I told her I do, actually. I watched myself fall apart when I found out my husband was fucking his ex while his mother covered for him. She hung up. His mother tried to visit again. Not at the daycare this time. She showed up at my house. I watched her through the window. She stood on my porch for 10 minutes knocking. Then she sat on the steps and cried. I didn't open the door. She left a letter. I almost threw it away, but I opened it. 3 pages, handwritten. She said she never meant to hurt me. That she was protecting her son. That mothers are supposed to protect their children and she was doing what any mother would do. She said the retirement party ruined her reputation. That people at work whisper about her. That her boss asked if she needed to take leave for personal issues. That her friends from church stopped inviting her to things. She said she's sorry. Not for what she did, but for how it turned out. She said if she could go back she'd handle it differently, but she can't and now everyone hates her. She said I won't let her see her grandson and that's cruel. That he needs his grandmother. That I'm punishing an innocent child to get back at her. She ended it by saying she forgives me. I read that line 5 times. She forgives me. I texted my ex and told him to come get his mother's letter and to tell her if she shows up at my house again I'm filing harassment charges. He said I'm being dramatic. I said I'm being clear. The custody thing is getting complicated. My ex missed 2 of his supervised visits. The first time he said he was sick. The second time he just didn't show up. Our son waited for him for 40 minutes. Kept asking when his father was coming. I had to tell a 4-year-old that sometimes people don't show up even when they promise. My ex called later that night, drunk. Said he can't do this anymore. Can't look at our son without thinking about how I destroyed everything. Said our son reminds him of me and he can't handle it. I recorded the call. My lawyer said to document everything. The next supervised visit, my ex showed up sober but angry. He barely interacted with our son. Just sat there on his phone while our kid played. The supervisor noted it in her report. My lawyer is pushing for reduced visitation. His family is sending people after me now. His cousin, who I met maybe twice, called me and said I need to drop the prenup enforcement. That it's tearing the family apart. That his mother is sick over this and I'm making it worse. I asked if he called my ex when he was cheating and making me sick over it. He said that was between me and my ex. I said this is between me and his mother then. Work found out more details. Someone, I don't know who, sent an anonymous email to my boss with a link to a Facebook post about the retirement party. My boss called me into her office. She said she doesn't want to pry, but is this going to affect my work? I said no. She said okay, but if I need anything to let her know. She looked uncomfortable. I think she doesn't know what to do with me now. 2 coworkers who used to have lunch with me have been avoiding me. I heard one of them talking in the break room about how messy personal drama shouldn't bleed into the workplace. They went quiet when I walked in. My son's preschool teacher pulled me aside yesterday. Said he's been acting out. Hitting other kids. Not listening. She asked if anything's changed at home. I said his father and I are divorced. She nodded like she expected that. She said kids pick up on tension even when we think we're hiding it. She suggested family therapy. Family therapy. With what family? My ex who can't show up? His mother who calls me a gold digger? His sister who sends me voice messages about being a monster? I signed my son up for play therapy instead. Just him and a therapist. He starts next week. My ex found out and lost it. Said I'm putting our son in therapy to make him think his father is the problem. I said our son is in therapy because his father can't be bothered to show up for visits and his grandmother tried to ambush him at daycare. He said I'm alienating our son from his whole family. I said his family did that themselves. The financial stuff is getting worse for him. He can't make his car payment. His mother can't help because of the prenup clause. She tried anyway, apparently. Sent him money directly. My lawyer found out and sent a letter. Any financial support from her violates the agreement and could result in further legal action. She had to ask for the money back. My ex told me this during one of his angry calls. Said his own mother had to take back money she gave him because of me. Because I'm vindictive and cruel and can't let anything go. I said she could have avoided all of this by not helping him cheat. He said, "You're really going to destroy my whole life over one mistake?" One mistake. 8 months of fucking his ex while his mother lied for him is one mistake. I hung up. His girlfriend, the ex he cheated with, reached out again. She sent a long message apologizing. Said she's been going to therapy. That she realizes now she was a homewrecker even if she didn't know it at first. She said she wants to make amends. I don't know what amends look like here. She can't unfuck my husband. She can't give me back the year I spent thinking I was crazy while everyone lied to me. She said she told his mother off. Apparently she called her and said she was disgusted by what she did. That helping her son cheat was sick. His mother hung up on her. I don't know why she's telling me this. Maybe she thinks it makes us even somehow. My son asked about his grandmother yesterday. Said he misses her. I didn't know what to say. How do you explain to a 4-year-old that his grandmother is a terrible person who helped destroy his family? I told him grandmother is busy right now. He asked when he could see her. I said I don't know. He started crying. Said he wants his grandmother. Wants his father. Wants things to go back to normal. I held him and I didn't have an answer. The aunt who supported me called again. Said she heard his mother is planning to challenge the prenup in court. That she's claiming emotional distress. That the public humiliation at her retirement party was intentional infliction of harm or something. My lawyer says it won't work, but it will be expensive to fight. More legal fees. More court dates. More time dealing with this family. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. But I'm not sorry. I keep waiting to be sorry and I'm not. I see my ex falling apart and I don't feel bad. I see his mother playing victim and I don't feel bad. I see his family closing ranks and calling me the villain and I don't feel bad. Maybe that makes me a monster. Maybe that's what I am now. But they made me this way. They stood there and called me trash. They helped him cheat. They told me to get over it. They tried to take my son. And now they're upset that I fought back. Someone commented on my last update that revenge doesn't make you whole again. That hurting them doesn't undo what they did to me. They're right. I'm not whole. I'm not fixed. Reading that prenup at the retirement party didn't heal anything. But watching her face when everyone realized what she'd done felt better than every time I smiled through her insults. Is that wrong? Am I supposed to feel guilty about that? Because I don't. His mother hired a private investigator to follow me. I found out because the investigator was shit at his job. My neighbor knocked on my door last week and asked if I knew there was a guy in a gray sedan taking pictures of my house. I looked out the window and there he was, camera pointed right at my driveway. I walked out there. Knocked on his window. He tried to drive away but I got his plate number. My lawyer made some calls and confirmed it. She hired someone to dig up dirt on me. Trying to prove I'm an unfit mother or something. My lawyer sent her a cease and desist. She ignored it. The investigator is still showing up. Different car now. He followed me to the grocery store yesterday. Sat in the parking lot while I shopped. Followed me home. I called my ex. Asked him if he knew his mother was having me followed. He said, she's desperate. Not an apology. Not a condemnation. Just, she's desperate. I said, tell her to stop or I'm getting a restraining order. He said, you've already destroyed her life. What more do you want? I hung up. The court date for her prenup challenge is in 3 weeks. My lawyer says she's claiming duress. That I coerced the public reading to intentionally destroy her reputation. That the prenup was signed under pressure 7 years ago and shouldn't be enforceable. It's bullshit, but we still have to fight it. More money. More time. More lawyers. My ex's sister started a GoFundMe. I'm not joking. She set up a crowdfunding page to help their mother with legal fees. The description says I'm a bitter ex-wife using a technicality to destroy a family. That their mother is a victim of parental alienation and emotional abuse. It's raised $4,000. People I don't even know are donating. Leaving comments about how terrible I am. How women like me give all divorced women a bad name. How I'm using my son as a weapon. My best friend sent me the link. Said I needed to know. I read through every comment and felt nothing. Just this cold, empty nothing. Someone shared it in a local Facebook group. That's when my co-workers found it. One of them asked me about it in the break room. She said, "Is this you?" I said yes. She looked uncomfortable and walked away. My boss called me in again. Said HR got a complaint. Someone reported me for creating a hostile work environment. For bringing personal drama into the office. I haven't talked about any of this at work. Haven't mentioned it once. But apparently my presence is hostile now. She said she's not taking action, but I need to keep my personal life separate. I said I have been. She said, "I believe you, but perception matters." Perception. I'm being investigated at work because of perception. My son's play therapy isn't going well. The therapist called me and said he's showing signs of anxiety. That he talks about missing his grandmother. That he's afraid I'm going to disappear like his father did. I asked what that means. She said my ex's inconsistent visits are making him insecure. He thinks people leave. He thinks it's his fault. He's 4 years old and he thinks his family falling apart is his fault. I tried to explain it to him. Sat him down and said Mommy and Daddy love him. That nothing is his fault. That grown-ups sometimes make mistakes and that's why things changed. He asked if grandmother made a mistake too. I didn't know how to answer that. I said yes. He asked if I made a mistake. I said no. He asked why grandmother can't say sorry and come back then. I told him some mistakes are too big to fix with sorry. He didn't understand. How could he? He's 4. My ex finally showed up for a visit. The supervisor said he seemed better. More present. He played with our son. Read him a book. Our son was happy. Then at pickup my ex pulled me aside. Said his mother wants to meet. Just the two of us. To talk. He said she's willing to drop the court case if I agree to let her see our son. I said no. He said I'm being unreasonable. That she's his grandmother. That every kid deserves to know their grandparents. I said every kid deserves grandparents who don't call their mother trash. He said she didn't mean it that way. That she was protecting him. That I'm taking everything too personally. Too personally. She spent years telling people I trapped her son and I'm taking it too personally. I told him the answer is no and to stop asking. He said, "You know this is killing him, right? Watching you and my mother fight. It's confusing him." I said, "You know what confused him? Having a father who cheated and then disappeared." He walked away. The investigator is getting bolder. He showed up at my son's preschool. The teacher called me panicking. Said a man was asking questions about my son. About me. About our family situation. I called the police. They talked to him. He said he wasn't doing anything illegal. That he's allowed to ask questions. They told him to stay away from the school. He left. My lawyer is filing for a restraining order against him and his mother. She says we have enough for harassment. But it takes time. Paperwork. Court dates. In the meantime he's still out there. My ex is on called. The one who supported me. She said the family had a meeting. That they're planning something. She wouldn't say what, but she told me to be careful. I asked what that means. She said his mother is unraveling. That she's obsessed with getting access to our son. That she's convinced if she can just see him, everything will go back to normal. She said, she's not thinking clearly. And when she gets like this, she does stupid things. I asked what kind of stupid things. The aunt said she didn't know but I should watch my back. I haven't slept in 3 days. Every car that drives by my house, I look. Every unknown number that calls, I tense up. My son asks why I keep checking the windows. I tell him I'm just making sure everything's okay. But everything's not okay. Work is uncomfortable. My son is anxious. My ex is useless. His mother is escalating. Her investigator is following me. The GoFundMe is growing. People I've never met think I'm a monster. And I still don't regret the retirement party. But I'm starting to wonder what the cost is going to be. How far she'll go. What stupid thing she's planning. My lawyer says we're in a strong position legally. That the prenup will hold. That the harassment case is solid. That I'm doing everything right. But it doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm waiting for something to break. Like all of this is building to something and I can't see what it is yet. The aunt said to be careful. My lawyer said to document everything. My therapist, who I started seeing 2 weeks ago, said I need to focus on what I can control. But I can't control his mother. Can't control the investigator. Can't control the family meeting. Can't control whatever they're planning. I can only wait and watch and hope I'm ready for whatever comes next. The court date is in 3 weeks. The restraining order hearing is in 2. My son's next therapy session is tomorrow. And somewhere out there, his mother is planning something. I just don't know what yet.